Hello, are you ready? Okay, you're good. I'm gonna delete the titles so they don't go into my balance, okay? Just to show you an example. Notice how I'm starting with my commander. He's his green circle. Everything is touching the green circle except those two, but he's gonna walk that way. Right. But I do 4 for each front. The first two go to the suicide front line. The second two go to the second front. The third to suicide. The fourth, it's not the third. Two front. I want to draw it. Two, two, one, 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 and one. You do it like that. Okay. It is the usual argument, but that is for, I don't know, people who don't understand the game. Me, I play the game different. This is my build. It works for me, and I don't see why it can't work for you. But yeah, if wind is above 10 or 12, we will commit to building 4. If wind goes below 12, just walk. We skip. Even here, we can just go straight into E storage underwater. Wind is good. You can even do it off 2. If wind is like 18, 19, you can do 2 wind before your E storage. You don't have to do all 4. Right? And that's going to charge up. And in this time, you'll be sending energy to your frontliners. You're battering for them. So if they're low on E, you feed them E while you walk. That's why we do this. It's just an extended battery. But what it's going to happen is, by the time I get to my 4th max, my energy bar is going to be full and starting to overflow. So when I get over here, I can instantly snap down 4 converters, and that's my time to get way ahead of the pawn player. And by the time I've done the converters, I can decide whether to buy T2 units from Eco. That's where I decide my opening. It's giving me a bit of time. So I'm getting Eco early, and it's giving me time to decide what play I'm gonna do. As you know me, I always have a hard time deciding what I'm gonna do, so I just kind of do whatever. But this kind of baseline, it really helps. So over here, if we're starting to overflow, if we're full up, I'll go straight into converters. But since wind is starting to drop, we might just do 2 windmills and then the converters. But wind looks like it's gonna go up, so let's just get 4 down. And it's dropping. But we can just hold spacebar and boost this out. And bounce between both. When do you insert your opponent's family? Before or after lab? As soon as you start making the titles, it's really good. That's like the best time. During commander placement, throw them off their game, huh? At this point, right here, at this point in the game, this is when, okay, I have a lot of metal. You see I'm producing metal. We're gonna start producing way more metal in a sec. This is like, am I going fat boy? Am I going snipers? What am I doing? Right now, this setup, I can go straight fat boy. If I want snipers, I want another E storage. Okay? So for snipers, we want another E storage. And then because snipers are heavy on E, we need to focus more on the wind. And then we don't do lab. We don't do lab. We don't do cons. If you really want a con, buy one from Geo, buy one from Eco, a tier 1 con. Okay? But here let's say we're doing sniper build. This is all we do, and we start feeding the Eco player metal. We'll probably have 600 metal left over after the initial send. You could do a lab here. You could do a lab here and do 2 resbots, 3 cons, but immediately you want to eat this lab after you got the stuff out and send that metal to eco so you can get your second sniper out. All while you're feeding eco energy and you're focusing on energy. So the first resbot is going to come on trees, the second one also trees, right? If you don't want to do snipers and you want to do Fat Boy, this is enough. Okay, that is enough. There's a lot of metal coming in for just a Fat Boy, and then you can go into lab and do whatever you need. Yeah, we get a con out. We want to make we want to put this one on 2 con turrets here, and we just want to queue up some wind, just a little bit of wind in range of the con turrets. The second one, he is going to come over here and he's going to just start AFK wind. We're going to put 2 on this little wind farm here. The one wind farm is going to have build power that's going up slowly, and the next one is going to be this. And we'll go for a 4th con. Stuff's getting stuck. 4th con, we're just going to do converters with 1 con. And then we're going to eat the lab. You can even use your resbots if you want. Remember, you're feeding eco energy. Okay? But this is for snipers. Like, this is for snipers into scale. Snipers into a snowball scale. So by the time you're done microing your snipers or when they're dead, you come back, you have a lot of metal, you have a lot of eco up, tier 1. You can literally just upgrade your mexes and go straight into tier 2 units. You could go straight into an airplay. You can do a lot of things. Right? But this is like your basic pond guide. Like, pond, you're really poor, so you need to prioritize your eco. But you want this all to be building while you're microing units. If a commander drops, you need to be able to just immediately just walk your com away. Forget about whatever your com's doing. That's why we have all these cons. See, the con turret's nearly up. It takes about a minute if it's not getting boosted. And we're going to defend with com. Your com can come over here. You can boost the C player's lab. You can walk him this way to help fight this commander that comes and gets dropped. You can do a lot of things, right? If you're overflowing on energy, just get him to build some more converters. At 7 minutes, your front falls. But have you bought a unit before 7 minutes? That's the thing. Your Fat Boy should be on the front around 6 minutes. If your front is pushing, Fat Boy, put it up ahead. If it's fallen, put it back. Does that make sense? But look, we don't have a lot of eco, but we're at 20 metal a second. That's including the 2 metal a second from our commander, but we're going to be converting a lot. By the time we get tier 2 from eco, we're on around 20 to 24 metal a second with converters and average wind. We have really good wind, we can be even on 30 metal a second with converters and wind and all this good stuff. That makes sense. But this is what I would do. But first, you don't have to do it like this. Obviously, my builds are all like flexible. You can do it, everything. The only thing I want you to actually do every game is the 4 titles for each front, the 4 windmills, the e-storage, and the 4 converters. That's all I want you to do as part of your build order. If you can just do those couple things, the rest of this you can just add eco or stop eco as needed. The rest you can play how you want. But do this and do the 4 converters. Trust me, do the 4 converters. Your 4 converters should be up around 3 to 4 minutes in that sort of area. Maybe around 3.5. You can have lab up at 4 as well.